How are you doing? Good evening. Good evening. We are coming back here now live this evening. Last night, I talked about the new Apple privacy update that was rolled out last week. And Mitchell, Paul, how you doing? How you guys doing? Thanks for jumping on, by the way. So last night we talked about the Apple privacy update and really kind of what happened. And hey, Joe, how you doing, man? And so this is an important thing for a lot of folks to understand what's going on here. As far as just simply information, right? The more you know, the more you can grow. The more power you have as you understand this stuff. And so with that Apple's privacy update yesterday, what we talked about, how's it going, Paul, man? We talked about, hey, what's really changed? And the reality is what's really changed as far as what's possible to be tracked, those things didn't really change too much, except for the fact that now the user, the consumer, has more control of what's actually going on. They have a little bit more transparency, you could say, as far as what's going on. And what the difference is really is that before it was buried deep in settings. Now it's a pop-up window. It's going to alert you that something's going on, that your information's being tracked and all those types of things. Well, what we're going to talk about tonight real quickly is what does it do in regards to that transparency, and also what choice do users have now, really, as far as that goes. So last night we talked about, again, just simply how is this different from in the past? Really, it's not. It's just the settings are different and where it's showing up. Yes, it's going to bring awareness to consumers. It's going to start to limit or control or affect how some marketing and targeting is done. But tonight, let's talk a little bit about, kind of what's going to be shared and all those types of things. I love sign. I'm just going to go with it. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So what we got going on here too, if you guys over here see me talking over here, we got Instagram Live going. We got Facebook all across Facebook. We got YouTube. We got Twitter. We got Twitch. We just got it all going on. So those of you that have an iOS device, why is this important? Or those of you that are in digital marketing, why is this important? It's because it affects 45.2% of the users out there that you're going to market to. On average, about 45.2%. And so as these changes roll out, consumers become more aware, which is good, in my opinion, as a marketer. I think it's very good that consumers are aware of what's available. They're going to quickly see also what gets correlated as far as, how that affects bottom line on different things. I think marketing is a very critical component for every business out there. They need to be aware of how that marketing helps them to grow customers, and customers need to be aware that marketing actually helps businesses a lot of times keep costs down because they can acquire customers, the right customers, and they can target the right people. As this privacy thing gets more constricted, yes, you're going to have to shoot wider, which is in some cases not bad, but in other cases, it can be a little bit of a challenge here. I'm going to make sure real quick on my other area here. Let's make sure that we got the audio going right. Oh, awesome. Okay. I just want to make sure here real quick for Facebook and everything like that. So what information are apps collecting? Let's talk about that for just a second, because a lot of times we've heard the term like big data. And what is that? Well, the apps themselves, they collect a large amount of information that users haven't directly given themselves, right? Some of the information that's collected by mobile apps would be like your physical location, like where are you right now? Like right now, I'm in my home office, and so if any app was tracking my geolocation, which I know there are, I'm okay with that. They're going to see that I'm at a home location. And if they see a consistent pattern, actually, this is a side note for you. They see a consistent pattern of this device at this location, this location, this location, right? Consistently, hang on, let me grab something, right? They're going to be able to identify that this is my home location. Now, here's something else that's really wicked cool about this also, too. Guess what else is in my home location? Now, I may not always take my tablet with me, but the cool part is my tablet is also sharing its location on a regular basis. And a correlation can be made, a connection can be made that, hey, this is a family device. They may not necessarily be able to connect that this tablet itself is connected to me personally, but because it's dwelling in the same vicinity, right? It can actually be connected. So how does that work? Well, my cell phone, which I'm doing Instagram live on right here, could be targeted because of geoframing at a conference, let's just say, or at a store or something like that. And I may not have my tablet with me, but one of the things that I can do as a marketer, as a data guy, is I can actually go in there and collect the data, not only on those devices, but I can say, hey, I want to grab the household devices too and expand my reach. Because the reality is if I'm going to try to target and market people on like their mobile device, well, I also want to connect people here on their tablet, because this is going to be a different experience for the user. A user is going to do a little bit different shopping behavior on this tablet than they are on an iPhone or something like that. So some of the other things that that are tracked is, of course, like what other apps you have installed. That information gets collected by other apps. So the apps on your device know what other apps you have on your device. And this is the same actually on both your iPhone as it is an Android, whatever the case may be. It's tracking that information because those apps need to know how they can work together. How's it going, Victor? Let me know, Victor, if you're going to be there this weekend. If you're coming into town by chance for stages. But what one of the things that's really powerful about that is, of course, it benefits your user experience. Hola. So what choices do users have now, though, in all of this? Because let's face it, you're going to turn on location services for some of your apps because you want that functionality from that app. So you're going to turn it on. Well, now Apple's going to prompt you to say, hey, I want to share it or I don't want to share it. And that's just simply the way it is now. The reality is eventually people are going to share it. Oh, well, man, I'm sad. I'm going to miss you. So in the past, Apple lets you decide like what elements you would like to allow. Maybe it's only location sharing or only ADFA tracking, right? So ADFA, so that's going to be like a unique identifier to track a device, right? Or another item that's tracked is like a mobile advertiser ID. I use those a lot in targeting campaigns for clients. So it's some pretty cool data. When you get some lat long and movement data with that type of stuff, it becomes very, very powerful. So now they're giving those users the ability to control this information. Now, again, what we're going to come back to is this was already being done. It just was buried down deeper in the device, a little bit more difficult for users to figure out how to shut it off. And so what happens when you say no to tracking? Well, Apple stops giving the app access to what's called your ADFA, stopping it from learning about you, learning about your other apps. It also tells that apps that you really would rather they didn't track or share your information in any other way. Now, this is what tiptoes into affecting big data a little bit. Now, the reality is other data is going to be captured one way or another. But this information is actually probably some of the most powerfully beneficial information that's actually collected out there for marketing. It doesn't relay like your name and your address and those types of things. But this is actually very powerful to do very targeted, very tailored advertising. So now, if you have an iOS device, here's what I would encourage you to do. Go for, if you're really worried about all this, go for like a week or two blocking everything. Tell me how you enjoy your experience on your device. You're probably not going to like it as much. Now, that price that you're going to have to pay to give up that is going to be that you're going to have to turn some of that location services on. And that's going to be the decision that you have to make. So hopefully that helps you. We're going to be back tomorrow, different venue, different location. We'll be doing it down in Miami. And we'll touch on part 3 of Apple Privacy Update and the content there as far as for part 3 on this. So we're kind of breaking this up a little bit. Yesterday again, we talked about, hey, what's really changed? Today we're talking about, hey, what are they tracking about you? What type of information? So like movement information, the other apps you have on your device, and really how that might affect some of your user experience. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if it was. Put a little like, show me a little love in the bottom, show me some hearts, share it out, tag a friend, all that good stuff. Let me know how I can help you. If there's questions that you have on how you could use data in marketing or how you could advance your marketing even greater, by all means, throw it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer. That's one thing you'll learn about working with me. If I don't know how to do it, and I know I'm not your who, I know I'm not your guy, I'm going to connect you with the right person. And then I'm going to connect you with a good quality person. So by all means, you guys be great, because nothing else pays, and we will catch you